to get back.
Shout out to the real. Shout out to the fake. Shout out to that nosy chick. She better stay in her place. Get in line, punk. Today we got a great show. We got Honey STAXX coming out of the Bronx. She's a new up-and-coming artist. She does her thing. She's a real rapper. I compare her to Redman's, Rod Diggers. She kind of sounds like Hurricane G. I can't wait for y'all to check her out and tap in. Shout out to Honey STAXX. Shout out to the certified team. Shout out to Honey STAXX. How you doing, baby?
All right. How are you?
Shout out to the real. That's my co-host, Chad the Saga.
Hello.
Honey STAXX, Honey STAXX. What
Honey
it do?
STAXX
What it do?
Good, baby. I wanted to get you in person, being that you was an up-and-coming artist. I wanted to come out to Baltimore and experience your life a little bit. But your team shot me down. It was like, oh, we professionals. I'm like, ain't nobody more professional than me.
Oh, shout out to Sam.
Yeah, she act like I was trying to get some. And I'm like, nah, man, we don't do that on the show. I do that on my own time.
Oh, my. Oh, my. But it's okay. You got me here, so we're good.
Nah, there ain't no shade. I wanted to come out to Baltimore, experience life, do a whole behind-the-scenes footage, up-and-coming artist. I liked your song.
Okay.
So before I even got into your catalog, I listened to your song and I was like, oh shit. First of all, I see you in the comments of, I'm City the Great. And then I went to your song and I'm like, oh, this shit is fire. She needs some shit behind this. And being that we up and coming, you up and coming, I was like, I wanted to do an explosion to get, to bring more attention to, your life and your perspective and everything you think about and everything you on. But they shot me the fuck down. And Samantha, I'm pretty upset about that. I'm hot about that. That's a true story, too. I was like, professionalism? I'm professional?
Facts.
It's highly dysfunctional. Shout out to the real. So how you doing? That's Chad the Saga. This is Highly Dysfunctional. Welcome to the show. This is
Thank you, guys.
Honey STAXX, and she gets busy.
Yes, I do.
Talk about what's going on right now first. You got the Ice Queen out right now.
The Ice Queen album is what's going, it's what's really good right now. It's doing really well. Spotify keeps me up to date with, who's listening. Let me ask you guys, am I in your playlist anywhere? Do you guys listen to the album?
Absolutely. Okay. We check it in and we dialing in and we're going to keep dialing in. That's what we do. We're trying to build. And so we appreciate you coming on. And, like I said, you can really spit. And it takes me back to, like you did a song with Rod Digger and that shit was, and shout out to Rod Digger.
Shout out.
You know what I'm saying? You shined on that.
Thanks.
You shined on that. You shined on that. You know what I'm saying? And you got, I don't know if it's Killer Season. You got a few joints on there.
Hunting season.
I
got gorilla balls. This is how we eating.
Yeah, you got hunting season.
Yeah.
You got rejects.
Yes.
And all those songs, and you displayed your range. So tell people, you know what I'm saying? Tell people about Honey STAXX real quick before we get into it.
I'm a rapper, actress. I mean, that's what I do.
Talk that shit. I see you in the interview. Talk that shit.
I'm a rapper. I'm an actress. I started out in theater. So that's in singing and stuff in church or whatever, and then began rapping. The rapping came after all of that. So that's surprising. Out of everything that I've done, I really enjoy rapping the most. And I do love acting. But yeah, I am.
Things. You was in the Wu-Tang Saga.
Yeah, the Wu-Tang Saga. Yeah, this past season. definitely. But people don't recognize me because I have my natural hair. I mean, he had to look like the back in the 90s, you know, so I was looking like the 90s.
What was you doing in there?
I was a concert goer. So I had, you know, I was Wu-Tang, you know, whatever they had to do, you know. Yes, the RZA came out. Yeah, I was a real groupie. At the front, though, so I had a really nice spot. And just, you know, Old Dirty Bastard's son played Old Dirty Bastard. So, you know, he came over to me, you know, he was wild. So he was acting like how ODB would act if he was, you know, that, you know, how he used to act. So it was really, really fun. You know, just to be a part of it. I'm very good friends with Capadonna. So him and I are very good friends. Been friends for many years.
Shout out to Capadonna. He's been on the show when I first started. They didn't have to. And I appreciate it. He's a good
that's my
guy.
boy. He's very good. He's very nice.
One of my favorites. I was a big Capadonna fan growing up. So
definitely.
that was a dream come true for me.
Definitely.
So
we've been friends for a very long time.
Out of the Wu-Tang, though, speaking of Wu-Tang, being that you was on the show, and we need to highlight this, who's your favorite Wu-Tang artist?
Capadonna.
Oh, see, we got something in common.
Capadonna, because Cap has never, none of them have ever switched up on me or acted funny and anything like that. I will say they've always been very respectful towards me, never threw a pass at me or nothing, never did any of those things. I can honestly say that. But me and Cap actually have the closest relationship because we see each other the most. You know what I'm saying? We were around and same people, stuff like that. So we're really good friends. So of course that's gonna be I'm gonna be closer to him. And I really respect a lot of the things he says in his raps. Like he has messages. And that's what I like about Cap. He talks very highly of women, especially our Black women. So I respect him a lot. And but I think one of the sweetest ones I could say is really kind-hearted is Raekwon. He's very kind. So he's a very nice person. I mean, that's the man. You could just talk to him all night.
You got a crush?
No. They're like brothers to me, and that's how I feel about them. They're like brothers to me. Yeah.
Shout out to the real.
Before I met them growing up, I used to have a crush on Ghost.
Oh. Ghost is the ladies' favorite. I can't lie. Ladies love Ghost. You know, when I was coming up, all my ex-girlfriends, everybody I dealt with, they was a big Ghost fan. Ghost fan.
Yeah.
So shout out to the real. So let's talk about the theater aspect. How did you get into that? What was you doing?
I've been in the talent field since I was in second grade. So this is all I've ever done. So I was in a glee club, and so my music instructor, Mr. Paleo, he was like, you know, I want you to be the lead for East on Down the Road. We're gonna do the Wiz or whatever. So I was Dorothy, and then, you know, I had to sing on stage. I had to do my part on stage, you know. And so he was like, jump off the stage. I jumped off the stage, and once I started seeing all of the reaction from the audience and things, it just made me feel like, that's when I felt it in my body, like, okay, this is great. This is what I'm doing is great. So I always had a big personality anyway. So I never was like a shy person. I'm shy on certain things, but not when it comes to talent. Like, I'm not shy with that. Probably like men, I'm probably like a little tiny shy. But when it comes to
then you turn up.
Because I'm a Scorpio, so and if you notice, we're very mysterious. Right. We're mysterious beings. So even though I have an extroverted personality for like rapping and all that, if you was like outside of that, I'm mad, like reserved. Like I'm like it's different. You have to catch me depending on what the situation is. You'll have to catch me because I could be very quiet and homebody.
Shout out to the real. And just for y'all that don't know, her birthday was last week because I tried to schedule it last week. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Honey Stacks.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Dropped the album for my birthday. That was everything happened perfect. You know, I was hoping that they didn't mess up, you know, the release, because, you know, anything can go wrong and it could have went left. But the distributors got it to the stores and everything on November 1st. So that was a big birthday for me.
So you're excited about this thing, and it's not your first project.
No.
Am I right?
No, this is my third. So I'm kind of like, even though I've been around for a while, I've only put out like 3 projects, but it's because I'm growing, and I'm not the type of person just to throw out too much, because sometimes too much is too much. So I want people to catch up. Like when I put out I'm Stacks, that was me doing covers. I was, like, oh, I'm really, people who I kind of like, artists I like, and I just decided to do covers. And then when I put out Softer Than Ice Cream, that was something that I wanted to do for the females, with just all the females on it, no men. And then Ice Queen, I just wanted to just display me now as a full-fledged artist. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. You're going to see versatility. And now I'm doing the This Ain't What You Want and stuff like that. So.
And not for nothing. And I heard the ice cream joint.
Okay.
And from ice cream to Ice Queen, you can really hear the difference.
Yes.
So I like Ice Queen a lot better.
Of course.
And, what I'm saying, not to say just the ice cream, but I can see the growth, and I can see the aggressiveness in with you attacking the mic. And today's society, I want to say that I'm old, but you can appreciate lyrics, and you can appreciate that. So tell me about this song with Rod Digger that came about, because you did your thing on that. And I was impressed, because I listened to both verses, and Rod Digger, you got to come on the show too. But you did your thing. You shine really bright. And I was right. So I was right to hit you up. So I'm in the beginning of your career, so I'm happy about that.
Thank you. So if you listen to the Softer Than Ice Cream album, you'll see that I had a song on it called Murder. And Bishop Burns, who's part of Certified Nation, he told me, out of everything, all the songs that was on Softer Than Ice Cream, he was like, Stacks, Murder is the one. And this was funny that he said that, because out of all the songs I've been on there, that's the one I was really like feeling it. Like I did my thing on this one right here. So I decided, when I met Rod Digger, I met her this year in June at MC Shot Rock Day up in the Bronx, and I decided at that point I wanted to work with another female rapper. I could have worked with any male rapper. I could have worked with Cap. I could work with all. I didn't want my first feature like that with a A-list artist or whatever, a major artist. I didn't want it with a man. I wanted it with a female, because I'm really big on feminism. Like, I love being a woman, and I love female rappers. Like, I think, this is our year. This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. We're doing it. And so I really wanted it to be with a female. So God blessed me enough to get the courage to say, hey, would you like, do a feature with me or whatever? And she was like, yeah, so it went on from there. I met MC Shot Rock, her and I, like, that's like my big sister, and then so me and Rod, we put that together. And so what I did was I did a new verse for the beginning, and then I had Rod Digger on featured in the middle, and then I took my second verse from the original Murder, and I put the second verse on there, because I felt like the first Murder was so good that I felt like I needed people to hear it. And what better way for people to recognize my bars by putting it on there again and having something to identify with. And so now, instead of making it a new song, I called it Murder Massacre, because now I got Ra on it, and now we're going to really assassinate. So I just took Murder, turned it into Murder Massacre, and threw Rod Digger on there, and wrote a new verse for the first.
Shout out to the real. Give up that money. Give up that money. And you did your thing. When I think about your style, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to categorize it, because there's nothing like that right now.
Right.
It's literally nothing like that right now.
Wow.
And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, and this is just me reminiscing on growing up, and like the Redman, the Rod Diggers, you from that school. Like, you sound like with more lyrical ability. Like, your voice comes off like Hurricane G, but with more lyrics. And I love that. I love that.
That's her soul.
God rest her soul, because I'm a Hurricane G fan. But, I was in love with her voice, and I'm in love with your voice.
Thank
so
you.
when you spit that pain, because you spitting. You got bars, you got metaphors. And tell me how you feel that, you know, and we talk about feminism, we talk about the women's hip hop game, we talk about all of that. And there's nothing that sounds like you. Do you feel that you got to fit in, or you feel like you're going to have to cross over? Do you feel, just talk about it.
Okay, so when I really wanted to take rap seriously, I noticed rap had started changing. Trap music had kind of like kicked in the scene. And I was trying to get with trap, but I just couldn't get with it. It just wasn't my thing. And I almost felt like didn't know where I wanted to be. So I wrote a song called Love Is Music. Check that video out because it's on my YouTube page. And I just started doing little things, you know, just to keep trying to figure out what am I going to do? Because when music changes the way it does, you either have to change with it or you could stay true to yourself. So I was kind of like trying to stay relevant. And so I was doing covers, trying to, you know, stay with the Cardi B's and all of that, but it still wasn't me. So I decided that at the end of the day, I'm going to be myself. I'm just going to be different. And I started looking at what people were doing and saying, okay, I don't really want to do what they're doing. And I started developing Honey Stacks and who she was. And so that's when you got that this ain't what you want, because I never did a drill beat or a club, you know, beat like that before and rapped on it or did anything like that. That was my first time. And a lot of people really liked that joint. So like, I feel like the best thing to do is just be yourself. So I decided to just be myself. I know I'm a spitter. I can spit. I know I like to have fun with music. I know I love the beauty and you know, I don't want to display myself and exploit myself, but I think being an attractive female is part of it. You have to, you know, be able to, you know, bring that, you know. So I'm trying to be the full package if I can, but staying real and staying to my roots, sticking to my roots.
Nah, I really think you should stay. I mean, you're definitely attractive. You got nice legs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Courtesy of my mom.
Built, you know what I'm saying? But I think you should definitely attack that lyrical side, because nobody can do that like that and sound like that. And I never heard nothing sound like that right this minute. Chad, tap in.
Thank you.
Quick question. How did you link up with Certified Nation?
Okay, so great question. About 3 years ago, I decided to go to Cool Rock Ski's cookout that he was having. He normally gives back, him and Dana White, they normally give back to the community up there in Brooklyn. And I had a show called the Rap Beat TV show on Facebook. So I would go live and review music, and I would play music. It was a way for me to put myself on the platform, you know, and get people to know who I was too. So it was like I was helping other artists and I was helping myself. And when I saw the flyer being posted, it was posted in the on the Facebook page that I had. I said, oh, well, let me go up there. Yeah, I'm from New York. It's not for me to go up there and see what's going on up there. And I was a fan of the Fat Boys. I was a fan of, you know, the music back in the days. That's my type of music. So I decided to go up there and see what it was about and record, you know, the event. So while I'm there, I'm watching, you know, City. I didn't know him at the time, and I'm watching everybody perform, Pen Game, and everybody. It's only right to perform, and I'm like, wow, these guys are really good. And then Bishop walks over to me, and he's like, hey, you know, I'm with Certified Nation. You know, he gave me his business card. He was like, you know, we're looking for talent or whatever. And I was telling him what I was there for, and he was like, well, you know, we never know. So needless to say, we never really spoke after that. It was like 3 months later. They reached out to me and they were like, hey, you know, we've been watching you for the last 3 months. You know, part of our team. This is what we can do. You know, we're not a label. We're a management company. You know, a lot of artists get ripped off and, you know, things of that nature. So we want to make sure that your music is protected and that you're good and this and that and that. And I was like, well, you know, I'm that's good. I can use that. Who can't use, you know, support? And, you know, so I wound up being like the first female rapper on a team. Is nothing but dudes. So that was pretty. Yeah. So shout out to all of them because yeah, we've been like a family now for a few years.
I think it's a perfect fit. I mess with Certified.
Yes.
Official.
Yes, I think so.
And shout out to the real. And I just want to know, you know what I'm saying, when we talk about the Rod Digger record, we talk about the feature, where's the video? Like, why?
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of things take. First of all, it's finances, and you got to worry about people's time. Rodiga is eating up that 50th anniversary money right now. Okay, she out there doing her thing. If you don't know, Rodiga at show after show, she just did a tour. She was at the BET Awards when I was there. Busta Rhymes was receiving his awards. She did it. So she's very, very busy. And, some other things, she's got going on behind the scenes was really happening great in her life. I'm not going to speak on it because it's her business. So it's just like, it has to be the right timing. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about somebody who's a well-known rapper who's out there still, doing shows. So once her shows and her life calms down a little bit, then I'll be ready to do a video. And her and I already spoke about that, and we are going to do a video. But y'all just got to give us time.
Please do that. Do that.
Yeah, because Murder Master, at the end of the day, I can pull out that video, push up at any time. The song is still going to be relevant because it's bars. And
right.
You know what I mean?
The song is great. You nailed it. And I like the song. I really want to see you guys rock.
I appreciate that.
I performed. And listen, I'm here as a fan first.
Thank you.
I'm talking to you because I came as a fan. And when we talk about this is what you want, you know what I'm saying? How did that come about?
Well, I was kind of scrolling through my Instagram, and I'm just seeing the same females trying to do the same thing, whether they're shaking their booty to their record to try to get likes or views, or it just seemed like everybody was doing the same thing, want to rap the same way, want to talk about this. I was so bored at what I was seeing, so I was like, you know what? I said, what is happening nowadays that's what's not happening? What am I not seeing? So I looked at it from that instead of, I looked at it from that point. How could I separate myself from everything else you're seeing? You're gonna see somebody spit some bars. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that on a podcast. You're gonna see women shaking it behind. So I said, well, you know what? Let me take a beat. And these kids came out with those dances. They was, that was lit on TikTok, and people was, I said, let me take that beat and see what a beat like that and see what I can do. So I started going on YouTube and researching New Jersey type beats or whatever. And I ran across a beat by a gentleman named Retro J, and it was called Chugga. So I'm listening. It's like a train, Chugga. And I'm like, and then I said, this kind of sounds good. So I took the beat. Oh, well, I didn't take the beat. He wasn't even selling the beat. He just young kid just was put his beats up there. So I reached out to him and I found him on Instagram and I asked him, could I buy the beat? And he was like, yeah, cash at me. I'm like, I'm not cash at me. I don't know if you real. I don't give you no money on cash at. I said, young man, you better put your music on BeatStars. So he said, well, what's that? So I told him about BeatStars and I helped him, get him an account and so he could start selling his beats. This guy had 10,000 views for this beat on YouTube. All right, 10,000 views. I'm like, I didn't want to take anything from this gentleman. I wanted to actually help him. So I taught him how to put his music on BeatStars, and I paid for the beat. So he got money for it. He got a decent amount. Sell it for what you want to sell it for. It's out. So I bought the beat. Now him and I are so eons different in age. I'm way older than him, so he's way younger. So he's a young guy. I don't even think he's 20 yet or anything. He's young. So, so I kind of thought to myself, well, he probably think, why this lady want my beat? Because I'm older than him.
You said you thought he looked at you as an old woman?
I personally think that he wasn't feeling it at first. That's what I think. Well, yeah, we don't know each other. And he didn't know me. This is somebody just looked him up. He really wasn't in my page. He wasn't watching what I was doing. I'm older than me. He ain't into what I'm doing. So now that everything's popping off. I've been running the song, and now you see me with, I mean, over the summer, I done met so many rappers and so many stars. Now you starting to see me and like, oh, okay, maybe I should. Because I was asking him, like, hey, why don't you your friends, do dances? He dances very well, too. I'm like, why don't y'all do some dances, do some videos, help, promote the song? Never would see him do anything. I'm like, okay, he think I'm old and corny. I said, all right. So then, I just kept pushing it. I think he think I'm old and corny. So I kept pushing it, and finally he woke up like, oh, okay, this young lady is not playing. And then I bought another beat. So I got another song that I'm going to be playing in the, I'm going to drop. It's already done. I'm going to drop it in the spring. Another one, something like This Ain't What You Want. And I bought another beat from him. So it's just an experiment. I went in the studio, and me and the engineer in there, Reen, shout out to Reen. We came up with This Ain't What You Want right there in the studio.
And not for nothing, you did that tactfully. That was brilliant. You didn't rap too much. You didn't need to. You did your thing. That's pure.
I wanted to showcase this young man's beat.
Yeah. And
I felt like sometimes these producers don't get the credit that they deserve, and I felt like this beat is way too hot to be sitting around on YouTube and nobody's doing nothing to it. So I wanted to help the producer, to be honest with you.
And that's a fact, and it was the right thing. And I think that it deserves much more like and credit that it's gotten so far, even though it's doing this thing. And I think that, what I'm saying, the label is listening, the people are listening, they need to get behind it, because that record right there, that's a smash. You can put that on anywhere, and you're gonna start shaking your ass, you're gonna start moving. And that's what drew me to it. I was like, wow. When I first did it, I didn't even know whether that was really your song. When I only see it on Instagram, so I had to go look it up. So I thought that was you just having fun, like on somebody else's shit, because I seen the other record I seen you was rapping. So I thought you were just having fun. So I had to make sure that was your record before I said anything like, oh, Honey Stacks, da-da-da-da. I had to make sure, because I'm like, I didn't want to post something that you was just having fun off.
Right.
So, and not only that, you had your own, moving along, and you had your own rap show.
Yeah.
You had your own rap show. Is that still going on?
No, because as you know, when you're doing a podcast, it's dedication, and I just didn't have the dedication anymore to sit down and keep doing it. It was my show, but it was also, I was a partner. So my partner, E, it was like, he was kind of like, it was like, yeah, you just do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be, and you just do it. And it's like, okay, I don't mind being the face of everything, but at the same time, I need a little bit more, help and a little bit more help. You know what I'm saying? If you got two people doing something, y'all both should be working together. So I decided to just relax a little bit and just focus more so on me and my career and what I got going
on. And you know what? You have
but he's still my friend.
As a podcaster, I understand everything you're saying. Sometimes I just be wanting to throw the table at this shit. But then I see certain things that inspire me. And I'm like, all right, I keep going. Certain things happen. It keeps me going. But, this shit here, when you're up against the machine, it can be like discouraging sometimes. So let's talk about it being an independent artist and how you fight through that, because you deserve a lot more.
I think, okay, first of all, one thing about me is I'm in competition with nobody. I just worry about what I'm doing. One thing about me, I focus solely on what I'm doing in myself, because I'm trying to make myself better. And what I am, I'm being very selfish. I really am, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm being selfish, because I used to be so supportive, and some people can really just take advantage of the support that you get. There are so many people I have gotten in my car. I've driven to their shows. I've driven to their video shoots. I've driven to their parties. I've driven to their album releases, their film releases. I've seen people perform in plays. I have done so much. And when it came down to Honey, I turned around, nobody around. The same people I supported. And so instead of me being upset about it, I said, okay, well, what do I need to do different? And I have to stop being so carefree and supportive. So this year, I told myself last year on going into January 1st, I said 2023 gonna be about Honey. I'm not worried. And I still found myself supporting because that's just my nature.
You're a good person.
But I have to start being selfish, because if I keep being in everybody else's projects and helping them and going there for them, I'm never going to get nowhere in life. This year, since I've been selfish, check my page, how many places and people I've met in 1 year. I didn't even see my favorite rapper, MC Light. Had I would not have had this selfish attitude, and it's okay. I don't care what nobody says. It's okay sometimes to put yourself first. Had I would not have had this attitude, I would not be where I am now. And that's where I don't need all the numbers. You see all these people, 10K followers and all that, and they don't have nobody buying their records. They can't fill out no shows. I have my 4,000 and whatever followers, and those people actually communicate with me. And I got people who've been following me since 2015. So I have organic followers. And those are the people that I'm doing this for at this point, myself and those people who've been really, and obviously my new followers that I'm getting, and people like yourselves who are allowing me to be on your platform and to be able to share this information and stuff. But that's all I'm doing it for, is me. I have a career. Before, I was raised to always make sure you had a career, and then your passions and your talents is a gift by God. So those things are secondary. Like they're like, if whatever He wants you to do, it will just be easy for you. You don't have to you don't have to sell your soul for it, put it that way. So I went out here and made a way for myself. I became a dental hygienist. I have a career. I'm set. I can take care of my family. I'm good. I don't need that. So if something happens that God wants to happen, if he wants me to meet somebody and next thing you know I'll be this big rap star, then that's what happens. Can't nobody stop it. There's not one person that can stop it. I don't care who it is. You can talk about me. You can make up lies. Whatever God wants for me is for me. Can't nobody take it. But I'm putting Honey Staxx first and foremost going forward. That is it. I'm on go. And I'm going to push out really, really good music. And that's it.
And that's a fact. And we
and
appreciate
that is
you
a
saying.
fact.
Me and my partner was over here talking about it. It's like, we up and coming, and obviously you see some people contact us, and like I contacted you, and sometimes they want to interview and shit. It's like you're not jumping behind the interview, and it's like, why would I do it? It's like, why am I? You look at us as a blog, but we trying to get out there too. So if we go, you go. So it's like, why would you not do that? And it's like sometimes when things don't happen right away, these people act weird. It's like, bro, I'm not here to make you famous.
It's the weirdest thing.
Jump. I got interviews that don't, and I'm just as puzzled as you. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't understand why everybody's in the competition and everybody's in the race. Like, what are you running? What are you rushing for? What are you?
As Black people, you got to do things fast. If you don't do things fast, they start talking shit about you for doing anything. You know what I'm saying? What you doing?
That is true. We do talk bad about each other.
Even if you could be making money from it. So from a rapper standpoint, I already talked to a famous rapper that, you know what I'm saying? And he told me, you know what I'm saying, you get and he's considered underground, but he has his own fan base. So like you said, you communicate with your fans, and that's not. And if you get 1,000 good fans, that's all you
it.
need.
That's it.
Support your shit. We talking about hardcore fans. We not talking about Instagrammers, TikTok, and all this shit. Cause this shit can get annoying. You know what I'm saying? You put out a project and your followers ain't going. Go check it out. It takes nothing. Go drop a bomb.
I tell people all the time, if you want to hear your favorite, if you want to see your local artist make it, you gotta add their music to your playlist. Okay, you got to download the music, you got to pay, you got to buy, stop streaming, purchase their music. Listen to it, play it, even just play it. The more streams, the more times it plays. All these analytics are so important. People, wait to hear your album, and then they, and then they listen to it one time, and then they don't listen to it no more. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, if you really want to help your local artist, even when you're not doing that, you keep playing it. Let me tell you something.
Talk about it.
I have somebody right now that every single morning I get up, whenever I open up my phone and press on my Apple, that certain artist, young artist, family member, songs are playing. I play that person's music more than I play my own. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that it's a different. The analytics is gonna show. Okay, so this person is a listener. This is not this. It's not like I'm listening to my own music and I keep opening up my own music. You know what I'm saying? I'm supporting someone else. And if people just do that, like for me to hear from a couple of people, like, hey, as soon as my album dropped, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I had 2 people hit me up like, I had your songs on repeat all morning. Shout out to Rain. Shout out to DJ Bad The Problem, because those are the 2 people that hit me up like, yo, I've been spinning your joint since this morning. Like that made up that those type of things help the artists. So we need more support there, like with the Spotify listeners and all that. Like, I'm never going to grow if they don't help me grow. So shout out to the ones that are actually helping me grow.
And that's important when you're independent. And a lot of people be looking around to be the first one to be supported. It's like, yo, stop looking around, man. If you like somebody, right, you like them. Stop looking for approval to like somebody.
Yep.
You know what I'm
saying? Sharing their posts. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But I've never seen anybody like actually, become known from you just sharing their posts or whatever. Like, sharing posts and the likes are cool, but you gotta do the things that help. There's more to it. Like, you have to listen to our music. You gotta download it and put it in your playlist. And you have to.
Shout out to real, because Instagram's Instagram. Like, people jump on for whatever reasons. I share a bunch of dumb shit. And they like, oh, why don't you get too serious? It's like, yo, when I do serious shit,
it's a problem.
I don't get with it. But if I post some dumbass jokes or some dumbass memes, that motherfuckers got 81 comments, and it pisses me off too. So don't go on my inbox talking about talk more, do this, do that, and it's like all y'all comment on this dumb shit. And guess what? If I got friends that doing anything enough, I don't even look at people's shit. I go like it, drop a bomb, whatever, and keep it moving.
Let me tell you,
I got that type of time in my life.
Let me tell you, I don't even care what it is. As soon as I see somebody I know that I like. I feel like that's your job.
That's it.
To help the next person.
That's important. That's love. Shout out to the real, because it's such a good conversation. And I know I don't want this shit to cut off in the middle.
Okay.
So let's get back to it. You from the BX?
Yes.
So talk about the difference between BX and B-More.
Well, okay. So the people are different. New York people, I find to be the people are different. I feel like I feel like New York, I'm not saying like Baltimore people are not real, right? But it's just a certain realness that a New Yorker is going to give you. Like, they're going to speak that truth, and that you're going to feel this realness. It's the people are just different. The vibe is different. And it's more easier to, I know they say that we're rude. They try to say we're rude, but New York people just are not. It's not a rudeness. It's just how we are.
We rude.
I don't consider it to be rude. I just consider it to be a different way of life that causes you to be a certain way. It's just a way. It's just a way, because in New York I see a lot of nice things that people do. You know what I'm saying? That I don't see in Baltimore. Like, I mean, people like. Will let's just say will be like, well, hey, do you want me to help you with this? Want me to help you with that? Like, out the blue, like, here, let me help you with the stroll up the escalator. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, New York people be doing stuff, really nice stuff. Like, it's not that. It's just in New York, it's a faster life. It's a faster way of living. It's a lot going on. I mean, if you go to D.C., even D.C. is different than Baltimore. Baltimore is a lot slower. You know what I'm saying? It's slower here, so the people are just different. And then the city is small. So
These are 3 places you lived at, right?
I never lived in D.C., but I travel.
Right.
And D.C. is 45 minutes from Baltimore. I was just there over the weekend. I went, shout out to curators, gifted curators. I went and got my goodies.
So you like D.C.?
Shout out to gifted curators.
Do you?
But anyway, I just
because Bronx get a lot of heat. I mean, it's rough out there.
I don't miss the New Bronx. I don't miss the New Bronx. You know, when I was in New York, Bronx wasn't all like killing and all of that. It wasn't like it is now.
It's killed out there.
It's completely, the Bronx is way. You moved to the Bronx to get away from the stuff that was happening. Like now, it's like the Bronx is like oh my God, it's horrible. It's worse than Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn used to be the place that was a problem. Now people don't want them. Now people rather live in Brooklyn.
And that's a valuable point. And the Bronx is actually rough. If I go out there,
it's worse.
I'm going in the house. I ain't coming out. I ain't coming out. I don't need that type of attention. Shout out to the real.
Yeah.
Tap in. Because, we had such a good conversation.
We talked about music. We talked about subjects.
I'm sorry.
We have not talked about that piece of paper you got, that degree. Let's talk about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have I have a bachelor's degree in science. I have 2 degrees. I have a associate's degree in hygiene, dental hygiene, and I have a associate's degree in general studies. So I have 3 degrees. And basically, I've been in the dental field for 20 years.
Bravo.
Yeah.
What's the worst hygiene you ever experienced on a job?
Halitosis.
What does it do? Talk about
it's halitosis is really severe bad breath.
No, I know what it is.
So my experience is me having to still be professional and explain why the patient, what was the lack thereof of the hygiene what the patient was not doing, and explain that and get them to understand the importance of it. And then honestly to find out, like, is that something that they even really want to get rid of? Some people just come just for the cleaning and that's it. But like, do you realize that you have an odor? Some people don't even realize they have an odor. So in this particular case, I had to let the person know, like, you have an odor and you have halitosis.
Whatever you tell somebody that they shit is fucked up, they're always surprised. Like, really? I'm like, but nigga, you don't smell it.
Like, you didn't smell this? No. But even if you didn't smell it, somebody did.
Nigga, when my shit is fucked up,
friends.
I still got to go on.
You'd be surprised. Sometimes people tell people stuff and they still don't do nothing about it.
Yo, I had some crazy stories with that shit. And I still remember 20 years ago, I was in jail. A nigga was talking to me, and I'm like, yo, fam. And I don't even care.
Well, I think this is about to be funny.
And he talking to me, and I'm like, yo, fam. I'm in prison. I'm in electrical class. He talking to me, telling me, I'm like, yo. And I just couldn't help because I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm a flawed individual. I don't like to call out nobody's shit. Unless it's friends and family, I gotta pull you up. So I had to say something like, yo, my nigga, you crazy. That nigga was like, you know what he said? And the shit was killing me. So
what did he say? What did he say?
He said, for real? I'm like, my nigga. And then the nigga blew. He went like this. He like, for real? I'm like, come on.
And act like he smell it. His hand was like, damn.
Nigga, that shit was death. For me to say something, because I know how embarrassing it is, and shit happens, but that shit was death.
Yeah, that must have been real stink.
And I gave him some candy, and he, afterward, he's like, yo, thank you, whatever. But candy wouldn't have helped that shit, but it's surprising that motherfuckers don't know. And it might happen with coochie, might happen with booty, and it's funny how people will be walking through life don't know and their butt stink. You know what I'm saying? I had a girlfriend,
You know
and I'm like, yo,
what? I'm done with you.
I'm
I am done with
this
you.
taught, and she was like, for real? And I'm like, come on, man. You didn't fucking know that? You know what I'm saying?
What?
And I had to fucking teach her like right then and there.
What?
She was a nice person, and I had to teach her her belly button.
I would be so embarrassed if somebody had to tell me.
I stuck my finger in her belly button, and it was fucked up. And I was like,
wait a minute. Time out.
Prison floor. I was in prison at this time, so somebody coming to see me, I'm happy. But you know, she had an innie, she had a real innie, and I stuck it in there, and I was like, it's like, oh, you gotta clean the inside of there, man. You can't just leave that.
Oh, over it.
Yeah, that's just like if you was a pervert, you can stick. If you was a pervert with a little thing, you can go in there. That's the type of innie she had, and that shit smelled like horrible. And she was so shocked. And you know, I mean, I was in prison, but she appreciated everything. Yo, shout out to the real. So tell me about the craziest thing you seen in the BX, man.
Oh, we used to have this guy who used to drive down the street. He would drive down the block, and we was kids. We was sitting on the porch. My mom was on the porch, and he would every day come down there and jerk off, roll his window down, jerk off, and drive off. Now that's some nasty stuff that New York does that Baltimore I haven't seen do.
And I don't want to normal, but jerking off, you know.
Yeah, but like literally to kids, like little young kids sitting on the damn porch, and I know my mother was out there, but you were out there, kids.
Did you check it out?
Did I check out what? I was a kid. I'm sitting on the porch, like.
Yeah, all right. My bad. I thought you was my bad.
I said I was a kid. That's why I was like, what was I supposed to do? And my mother would have been like, don't go over to that strange guy.
Don't do that. So tell me about the most thing you're proud about right now. You had a good time on
Make sure y'all delete that part of the damn corner.
Might delete the thing when it comes out. But for IG, I mean, they're going to see it.
It's live. Oh, my God. All right, so what was the question?
I'm trying to bring it back. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Woo.
What's the most? What are you proud about right now in life? Right now, Honey Stacks.
I am most proud of my growth, and I'm also proud of my strength, being able to just be like, oh well, I'm so unbothered. I'm just like such an unbothered person now. Like things that used to get to me don't get to me no more. I'm more spiritual now, so I'm proud that my relationship with God is getting back the way it used to be, because I kind of like stirred off a little bit. COVID and all that had me all in a whole different mind frame. I'm just in the house and but now, I'm back, my prayers every morning, my meditations, and just the amount of self-love that I poured into myself. I'm just I'm really just really happy with me right now. Like, I'm loving on myself. I know what it's like not to have it. I don't want to be in nothing with nobody. I just like, just me, just enjoying dating myself and being able to go somewhere, don't have to worry about nothing, just doing me. I'm in love with me right now. So.
Amen. Amen.
Tap in, man. I know we got in casual conversation, but it was a good time. I'm sorry the viewers didn't like
this was a really interesting interview.
I'm sorry. I had a good time.
Definitely.
Good time.
He said, did you go over to the car?
Talking to you was easy, so I forgot. Chad, tap in.
Oh, yeah. So I'm definitely
I'm having too much fun, and I'm like, you gotta let it go. Sometimes it happens. It happens. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So just I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. I can't wait to see what else God has in store for me. I'm just pleased with the Lord right now.
Any message for up and coming female artists?
Yes. Stop making the the outside more important than the inside. You know, we're beautiful inside and out. It's okay to, you know, you got a beautiful body, you got a beautiful face, or whatever you want to, that's fine. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, beauty is beauty. You know, it should be, you know, be valued, but it's not the only thing, you know. And I want the women today to help, you know, our younger generation understand that, you know, there's more than that. You know, utilize your brain too. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted to work with Rodiga is because she has, you know, researching her and everything, reading her bio, stuff like that. She's, you know, she's hella intelligent. Like she has an engineering, I think, degree or something like that. She's really good in math and science. Like, it's okay to be beautiful, but also have brains. You know what I'm saying? Have brains. So I want the women today that's coming up to also talk about their education and what good, you know, what, you know, the good things about them. You know, that's more important to me.
You ain't just you know, stop. We understand you gotta trick these niggas and fuck these niggas, but there's other shit to you, and it's okay to display that.
Yeah, it's okay to say, okay, I'm about to go trick on this thing, but yeah, after class.
And we appreciate that.
No, but it's never good to be trying to trick out no guy. But still, at the end of the day, if that's what you're gonna do, because I don't. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, I make sure I have my own bag, so that because I don't want no one to have control over me in no kind of way. That's the type of person that I am. So as long as I'm okay financially and mentally and spiritually, that I'm okay. Anything else that man wants to do is adding to what I already have, and I'm just gonna be. That's how I'm doing it.
What's the most highly dysfunctional date you've been on?
A dysfunctional date? Wow.
You had to have a bunch of dates growing up. I mean,
yeah.
I probably did some shit that somebody talking about me about.
I don't even know, because I haven't really been on no dates in a long time.
I mean, it could have been a long time ago. It could have been some weird shit.
I don't know if it was dysfunctional.
It's functional.
I don't think I did anything dysfunctional on a date.
Not that you did anything. Some could have happened to you. You could have seen a guy could have been acting crazy, weird. I mean, you had to go through that.
I don't know. I guess like if you know, I guess, you know, men got to do a little bit better though. Like if a woman is out with their you know, male companion, friend, or whatever on a date, I think other men should just be respectful and not be looking at the woman so much, you know, because that can cause a problem. I think if you do look like quickly, but don't like stare down the woman, because that's disrespectful to the man to me.
Right.
I think, would you want somebody doing that to you? Like, I think that, you know, respect that man while he's with that woman. You don't know what that is, what kind of relationship they have or whatever. Like, don't just be gawking, looking like, oh, like, you say something, oh, your ass fat or something like that. Like, don't do stuff like that. You know, respect that brother, respect that man with his woman or whoever he's with. You know, that could be his sister, love. You don't even know who it is. Just respect that man. That could be his daughter. You know, so
things have changed. It could be your daughter, and you should not speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna gawk, you should gawk to yourself. Do it discreetly. That's pretty much what she's saying.
Yeah, stop being creepy.
So when you think about Honey Stacks, you got to give me one word or one sentence. So these things cut you off, so I got to get my time in, and I know we have talking, but we just dismissed all the shit that we supposed to talk about. I'm sorry. So Honey Stacks. When it comes to Honey Stacks, what's the first word, first sentence that comes to mind?
Real.
What?
Real. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna be fake. I'm not gonna dumb down who I am for you. I'm not gonna change for nobody. I'm just gonna be who I am. That's who I am. I'm real.
When you think about people, one word, one sentence. This is worldwide.
Shifting. They shift shakers.
When you think about the world,
it repeats itself. Repeats itself.
So everything is normal. It's just we going through it. It didn't happen before.
In a different way, but it repeats itself in some kind of way. So it kind of comes back. You have somebody in your family could tell you, oh, I did that when I was young, or we used to do that, or we used to do this. And so it just repeats itself. We've always had wars. We've always had crime. You know, it just got different as we made different things, you know, but it's always, all this stuff has already been here. Maybe it's a different drug. It was a crack era. Now it's an opioid era. I mean, all this stuff repeats itself. There's nothing different, nothing new. I mean, we always knew we had aliens. Now they're telling us what we know. I mean, all this stuff is just here. It just, nothing different. It's just different times, different people.
And your perception changed depending on what part of life you're in. Before it was cool, it can be not cool now. Mm-hmm. You're in a different life. Your life is your perception, that's your reality. Yep. Shout out to Real. So what's the perfect day for Honey Staxx?
Every day above ground.
No. You gotta describe your perfect day.
A perfect day? Okay. A perfect day for me. A perfect day for me would be not having to work.
No, you got to describe the perfect day. You got to tell me if you had the latest spinning day, you got to say what you going to do on this perfect day. This is
okay.
All these questions, this is how you know somebody.
All right. So on a perfect day, I would get up, say my prayers, do my meditation, and then just, and this is like a fantasy or it's like real?
I have no perfect day in this world, not in America.
Okay.
So
I know.
Say what
so
you have.
I would just be getting. I would just go just buy something crazy and just go shopping. Go shopping. Go get like my mom's and go like just give her whatever she wants and just like my kids or something. Let's just go fly somewhere and have a good time. Like just enjoy life and just not have to worry about no bills or nothing. That'd be a perfect day.
And you ain't giving me no detail, but I ain't mad at you. So listen, what's important to you right now in this life right here? Because life will have a way of deterring you and have you doing other things. What's important to you? What you wish you can sustain that takes you away? And we know
family.
Kids.
Family right now is so important to me. And then family's important, God's important to me, and then finding the perfect person for me eventually down the road would be what complete.
Shout out to the Real. I'm right here, the perfect person. And you know, I'm not even finished the interview.
And you know, I'm not saying perfect because we know there's no perfect, but finding that one that I think can accept me as an artist, me as a hygienist, me as who I am outside of being an artist, myself, Shantae, just like being me, and allowing me to be myself and being honest and being okay with that. You know, not being okay with other people saying, "Oh, well, you know, liking me or whatever," and giving me the option and trusting me to be, you know, handling all of that. Like just
somebody loving you from you.
Secure, secure.
I need you to say, because I don't want to even want to finish, because I don't know when they get cut off. Sometimes it's $1.30, sometimes it's $1. So that's why I'm speeding. I need you to say shout out to the Real,
Shout out to the Real.
Highly Dishfunctional.
Highly Dishfunctional. Shout out to the Real, Highly Dishfunctional. It's your girl, Honey Staxx, and you already know what it is.
Shout out to
get that ice cream out.
But we're going to get back to this. So what kind of man do you like? Before you going to keep going until they cut us off. If they do it.
I want a good man. It's not about looks no more. I used to always go for looks and all that. I want a good man.
What do you think?
I want a God-fearing man. A man that is abundant, God-fearing, you know, spiritual, you know, secure.
God.
Huh?
So you think God is just one God? It's just spiritual, no matter what religion?
Well, see, if he's Muslim, I don't think I'm gonna be able to wear those outfits. So,
but I'm a Muslim man, and not for nothing. In the end, I want to end in those principles. But the woman, that's between man and wife. They don't talk about
yeah.
that. That's between man and wife.
I'm at this point. I'm with whoever God thinks that whoever if he's sending, I'm pretty sure. I guess I'll know when it happens. You know, because me picking them is the wrong way. So I ain't picking no more.
But he has to be fair, and he has to believe in a higher power. That's what I'm trying to establish.
He definitely has to be spiritual. I don't need him to be like a pastor, you know, or anything like that. But he has to believe in God, period. I don't care who you want to call him, but if you don't believe in God, there's no way we're going to work, period. But not going to work. Because I do believe in God. So.
Amen.
As a woman, what kind of freaky shit do you like?
Like,
you're in a bedroom, a man has to do this, he has to kiss, he has to touch, you know, that's
I would like to leave that to be a little personal and private, because this is alive. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want everybody be in my business. And if that good man could be watching, I don't want him just to do it because I said it.
Oh, all right.
You have to figure it out.
Figure that part out. And he'll know privately, like, oh, I'm going to keep doing that.
All right. So outside of God, you know, what's the physical status of the man that you would like?
I like nice teeth. And I also like a nice build. I like a nice build. And I, you know, nice sexy face, sexy, you know, nice build. I don't, you know. Nice
color
build.
Discrimination.
I don't worry about the color. The color don't matter to me.
You
I ain't worried about the color.
Have you ever dated a white guy?
I had an experience.
So what happened?
It was an experience.
You're on point. I forgot you was a host. I forgot you were a host. It was an experience. We ain't talking.
It was an experimental.
It was with the pink salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Look, I'm not racist, babe.
I mean, you shouldn't be. I'm not a racist man either.
I'm not racist at all.
You talking about your ideal man. If you had to pick a man, you ain't gonna tell me what he gonna look like. You're gonna give me nothing to leave.
At this point, long as he's gonna treat me right, I'm not really. Right. You know, I used to be superficial about looks and all that. It ain't getting me nowhere.
So, what makes you happy? What could a man to make you happy?
Be real. Be himself. Be real. Don't be out here trying to be something you're not, and don't pretend that you got it all and if you don't. You know, just be honest, be real, and be about you know, getting ahead and doing something for yourself. Have goals, dreams, aspirations. Do something with yourself. You know, because I ain't taking care of nobody.
Amen.
I put a lot into myself.
So you say.
I deserve the best.
Shout out to the Chad. You got something to end this thing off with. This is Honey Stacks.
Oh, what's
and
next?
It's been a very stimulating interview. And, you know, I forget she's a host. She's on point for everything. She wouldn't go in. You wouldn't help me out here. And I'm very upset. Oh, one more thing. Women artists today. You got the Sexy Reds. You got the Prashans. You got the Ice Spice. How you feel about all that good stuff? We need some comments.
I think that I think they need to learn a little bit more of their hip hop culture and history a little bit. I think we need to put a little bit of that into what they already have. You know, it's cool to do what they're doing, but how long is all that going to really last? Because look how long hip hop lasts, 50 years. So is the music we hearing today, is that really going to last? You know, long? So it might need to start, I think, and as far as older rappers or whatever you want to call us, I think we also need to connect with the youth. And I think we both can teach each other something. A wise man obviously said that, you know, we can learn, you know, wise man can learn from a younger and youth can learn from wise. So I think if we connect the two and we can, you know, it can actually, we can see hip hop another 50 more years, you know, if we start stop focusing so much on what they're doing and help them. And they need to be willing to receive some help. And let's continue on with this, because this is a business. And we should be receiving benefits and all that from all of this, because this is hard work. I mean, all this got to be written off on the tag. We need to really combine, educate, and stop talking down on one another and try to uplift one another and try to work this thing, for another 50 plus years.
Your top 5. I know we speeded. I know they're going to cut us off.
Top 5, male or female, because that's how I think the question should go.
All right, give it to me. That's how we got here. I heard you on the page. Give it to me. Come on.
Okay. So if we're talking about females, I'm going to go with MC Light. I'm going to go with Lauryn Hill. I'm going to go with Missy Elliott. I'm going to go with, of course, I'm going to shoot my girl Rod Dig up in that joint. And I got to get one more. I'll get one for the younger generation, Lola Brooks. I'm just going to throw in a couple of people right now. Because you got to throw
better than all the younger women out there. I mean, I wish we had more time.
Yeah, I'm throwing in the younger one to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Because I think also we always think of the older, like top 5s, and we don't never include some of this young generation. We just talk about connecting the two. So I'm gonna throw Lola Brooks up in there.
Who would you want to throw in the trash?
Who would I want to throw in the trash? It was that girl who the T.I. put her out. What was her name? It was the white girl. What was her name?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit you could throw in the trash, baby.
Yeah, but anyway, I forgot her name. But that's how good. Maybe she in the trash. All right, so.
Iggy Azalea?
Yeah, throw her in the trash.
That's what it is. Iggy Azalea. That's T.I.'s person. They just
throw in the trash. I didn't think she could rap.
Iggy Azalea sucks on the bike, but as a person, she still
I thought she was a nice person, but I didn't think she could rap that well. That is my opinion. You said throw in the trash. She might want to throw me in the trash. Throw me in the trash, too. I don't care.
What about the men? What about the men?
All right, so my top 5 men: Biggie Smalls, DMX. Who else did I like? I got to throw in a young one too, so I'm gonna throw in. I can't throw the whole Wu-Tang Clan in there, so I can't put them in. So I have to choose. All right, so I got Biggie Smalls. I got DMX. I want to throw in a. I know I got 3. Nas. I like Nas. I don't really nowadays. Oh God, it's so hard with the guys nowadays. Lord, what's happening? A little bit is okay, but I think he's good. Eminem. I'm gonna go with Eminem, and then I gotta get me a young one. Give me some young guys.
We got to argue behind the scenes.
Got
one more.
I know. I don't know who this young guy is gonna be.
Drake?
I don't know.
Come on, Drake.
No, I don't think. No, Drake is. I like Drake, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, okay, put him there. Put Drake there.
Oh, you took it safe. So let me ask you something real quick, because in a minute we can get cut off, but I know we move fast. But your inspiration, because your rhymes are so, you know what I'm saying? You got lyrics, you got skills, you really spit, and you really care about that. What was your inspiration? I forgot to put that in there.
My older brother was my first inspiration, because he started rapping, and that's when I started wanting to do what he was doing. You know how it is when you're young, you're always looking up to somebody in your family. So my brother.
You know, what was already out, you had to hear it from somebody, because they're not doing that now.
I listened to MC Light, and I wanted to rap. You know, that's what I wanted to do when I saw her. And you know, when I heard that Roughneck song, I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. I wanted a Roughneck and all of that after that. So, you know, just listening to Big Daddy Kane, you know, just people like that. Like,
so lyrics is, I'm sorry, I'm moving fast. This should be.
I know.
lyrics is so important, is important to you today?
I think lyrics should be always be important. I mean, when I was in school and when we did English, you know, writing poems and free writing, all that, that's when I thought that you're supposed to be able to write and it's supposed to mean something. You know, or even if you don't write and you think you from your mind and you rap or whatever, you still need to make sense.
That was a good ass point, and I think that's where we gonna leave it. Yo, Chad, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit out here. You started to look like Eminem to me back here. I'm over here fucking the fuck out.
Like, Eminem fire.
You over here looking white as a motherfucker. So listen, Honey Stacks, it is off real quick. I got so much to talk about, but we done had such a good time, and I can't wait for people to see it. So fuck it. End this off real quick. Talk about it.
Y'all just make sure y'all following me on every social media platform, Honey_Stacks on IG, Honey Stacks on Facebook. Follow my YouTube page, Honey Stacks Music page. Follow my other IG page, Honey Stacks Music. Make sure you download the album. Make sure you purchase the album. Share the album. You know, definitely don't forget about This Ain't What You Want. Shout out to my team, Certified. Samantha, thank you so much for the making sure I get on these interviews. I'm going to Punta Cana tomorrow. Shout out to DJ Epps because he's been messing with me heavy playing my music. So Team Epps all the way. Shout out to you guys, you know, Highly Dysfunctional for having me on. I really appreciate the love and support. And so my supporters and my fans, I love y'all. You know, I'm still young, honey.
Why wasn't This Ain't What You Want on the album, though?
Huh?
I don't know the time frame, but why wasn't This Ain't What You Want on the album?
This Ain't What You Want already was released.
Oh,
I re-released it recently. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Right. Chad, say something.
See, one thing about me is I'll always release a single and then I'll follow up with an album or something. That's how I like to do it. So if you see me release a single, know an album is coming. So like when I dropped a single in the spring that I already wrote, I'm focusing on my album right now that's going to drop after that. So that's how I do it. Right. So I can have the album playing and push that while I'm being creative and writing.
Sounds like a plan.
You write your rhymes?
I write,
real quick.
I write all my rhymes. Nobody writes anything for me.
How do you feel about people not writing the rhymes?
I feel great because I think people should ask me to write their rhymes.
Man, that was great.
I feel like I'm doper than some men that I'll be listening to on some real stuff.
No, this is a fact. I mean, I can't rap, so this is a fact. Chad,
and it's time that the women just keep it real.
I'm
upset
about that.
Some men think just because they a man and they rap, they think that they hotter than a female. And no, some of y'all are not good.
You talking about the new school shit?
I'm talking about a lot of these rappers I've been listening to all over, and I'm being honest with you. Some of them can't rap, and they thinking that they can rap and they cannot. And I'm listening to a lot of stuff. Some of their stuff don't even rhyme. I'm peeping out a lot of things. Some of their words are not clear. Like, I don't know what you're saying. No. I need some messages to come out. I need you to give, help, us understand what's really going on. I'm not getting it.
You saying a lot of niggas is spitting bullshit too.
They are. They are. And they think, and they're emphasizing, they put it like all the women, and because they're saying all this ratchet rap and everything, they're focusing on that. But I'm not hearing a lot of good rap from these men either. Just saying.
Fact. And you know what? I'm bad I didn't talk about that. You're right. There's a lot of trash out. There's a lot of trash.
There's a lot of trash from the men part too. Believe me.
Ain't feeling that either.
We should have touched that.
We should have touched that.
I'm not feeling it.
And you just helped me out going forward. She's the host. So a lot of men are dropping some trash.
A lot of men are dropping some trash, real trash. I'm talking about glad bags full of trash.
You heard it?
Shout out to Man City the Great. Your interview comes out next week. I'll try to get it close to when your next album is dropping. So that's what I was trying to do, even on our small platform.
Shout out to City. Shout out to City.
I love everything you're doing. Honey Stacks, I'm a fan. That's first.
Thank you.
And you're a beautiful, beautiful woman with a nice smile.
Thank you.
Dad, talk to her before we go, because now I got
pleasure, Honey Stacks. You definitely
Thank you.
after we finish this show, I'm gonna blast that Ice Queen, put wifey onto it. Let's go.
Listen,
Thank you. I appreciate the love.
Of 90s rap, Rod Digger, and I'm not even saying Rod Digger. I can go even further back. Hurricane G, Redman. Redman is the thought I came about. That's why I wanted to talk about some of the inspirations. I thought you said that because it's not Lil' Kim. She ain't talk about, you know.
I do like Lil' Kim, though. I love me some Lil' Kim. She should have been in my top 5. I love Lil' Kim.
About none of that dumb shit. She's really rapping, and this is why she's important in hip hop. And I hope, like, she's really rapping, my nigga. She can spit. She got metaphors, and she can out rap a lot of niggas. She's not lying. That's why I'm letting her give her time out. And I wanted to know because I ain't heard nothing like that right now. I ain't heard nothing like that. And I wouldn't have known that from This Is What You Want. So I had to go check the album. And when I see it was growth between one to the other. Each one was getting better. So I could.
So just so you know, check this out. My very first song I wrote is called "It Ain't Easy." Right? That's the very first song I ever recorded. Make sure you go type "Honey Stacks It Ain't Easy" into YouTube, and you'll see me. That was the first time I ever performed. I went to a spot down in ATL. I was out hanging out in Georgia in ATL, and T.I. had something to do with this restaurant, this club where they had local artists go in and perform. And that was the very first time I took it real seriously on the road. So if you want to see me when I very, very first started, type in "Honey Stacks It Ain't Easy." You'll see the very first song that I wrote about my life.
Okay.
Check that out so you can get to really know who I am.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. You know what, Chad? I can really keep going, but you know, I know she got something else to do, and I got something else to do.
Actually catching a plane in the morning. I'm going to Punta Cana.
Ooh.
What the fuck is that, though?
DR.
You going to DR? You going out with the girlfriend? You going to the man?
Yes.
We gonna see you.
I'm going with my homegirl.
Dinners? You going out with a man, or you gonna have a solo? Like I'm gonna see.
No, I ain't going out with no man. I'm gonna speak that to existence, though. But no, it's me and my best friend. We go out way for our birthdays every year.
All right, so you going out with the girls this time?
Yeah.
Next time we have to catch you. Honey Stacks.
You'll be a lucky man if you can get me out the country.
If you're a fan of real hip hop, and this is real hip hop, man, and I want her to blow. I want her to make it. Because it's needed. She's the only one that sounds like this. Nobody sounds like Honey Stacks. Go check the Ice Queen out. Go check her catalog. I'm a fan. Thank you for coming on, Honey Stacks. I was right. See, I was right. I didn't know what I was going to get, but I was right for picking it. Shout out to The Real. It's all help. Shout out to my nigga Chad the Saga. Follow him on Instagram. I don't do enough promotion for him, but we're going to get to it. Thank you. It was more important.
Thank you guys for having me.
Shout out to the real. Shout out to the fake. Shout out to that nosy chick. You better stay in your place.
Get it on.
To be honest, we'll be right back here tomorrow. I almost forgot. Honey Stacks, Chad the Saga. I see y'all again. When you drop that video, any video, please send it to me. So I'm with you on everything you do.
I definitely will.
Just send it to me. We'll post it everywhere, and we keep doing what we're doing. We keep trying to climb. We keep trying to do what we do. So shout out to The Real. Honey Stacks, Bronx in the building.
Ice Queen, baby. Let's go. Download that everywhere.
Thank you. Download the album. I've been on here too long. The Ice Queen. Get in line, punk. Chat. Honey Stacks. I'm out. See, I don't even want to leave. I had such a great time. I'm out of here.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
To get back, I be focused on my focus. It's time to shut it down. Couple rat packs go up, nigga, it's going down. They don't check us at the door, don't play around. You gon' make us have to shut this shit down. I'm like, we came to shut it 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 down. Nah, I don't need no help.